Welcome, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome to another Project Console. Title of the show is A Portal to Failure. But before we get into our topics, I'd like my panelists to introduce himself.
What's up? Mr. Red Fox here, owner proprietor of BS Busters. I'm glad to be on another cast. And what's even better, it's a cast that I am in no way, shape, or form running. I am just a guest, and I'm glad to be a guest. Hello.
Hey, glad to have you. So, for our first topic, Sony is forced to announce the Last of Us remaster after it got leaked on Friday, and everybody's asking, what the hell's the point? Um, this has not been a great year for Sony. They've had absolutely nothing. It's kind of funny. You have Nintendo that's pretty much near the end of their life cycle with the Switch. They're releasing hit after hit after hit. You know, regardless of if you like the games or not, they're reviewing well and they sell well. Even the more smaller stuff. Even one of their smaller games got nominated for Game of the Year, which is Mario Wonder. And
Mm, mm.
you don't think it's you don't think it's that
I
small?
don't. I wouldn't consider a 2D Mario game a small game.
You don't consider it a small game?
Mm-mm.
Most people, the general public the general gamer would consider it a small game.
No,
But
no. These new
Switch is
motherfuckers who learned how to play games just started playing 10, 15 years ago. All they're used to is the 3D games.
yeah,
But if you're a real old school gamer, like before 3D became the hotness, any type of mainline Mario game, whether it be 2D or 3D, is a big deal.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I just say it
Now,
because
if it's some spin off shit, hey, it's Mario P Cross. Okay, that's a small game. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
No doubt about it.
I get what you're saying, but you know, not these
I mean,
weird like
obviously that's
big.
not a AAA game,
Yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying.
yeah, they didn't spend, $300 million to make it, clearly, but I hesitate to call it a you know
I mean, yeah, I mean, 2D Mario games are very popular. Even the more of the well, I consider the lackluster new Super Mario Brothers uh, at least after the Wii, like the new Super Mario Brothers U, new Super Mario
yeah,
Brothers 2 for the 3DS.
they
Um,
devalued that franchise with those two Game Boy with those two DS games. Because New Super Mario Brothers and New Super Mario Brothers uh, 2 were very like basic bitch Mario games.
yeah,
But I mean, the thing is that even basic bitch for Nintendo is still pretty much higher quality than you get from a lot of other companies. So it's like, like you're not really losing anything. But I get where you're coming from. I know a lot of people like New Super Mario Brothers. U, sorry, Wii, the one that you could play with your friends. I didn't. I thought that was still kind of a very basic 2D Mario game. I liked U. U was pretty cool.
yeah,
Um, and obviously, Wonder is amazing.
yeah, yeah. Um, he here's the thing. Going back to Sony, it's not been. It's been a lackluster year for them.
It's
You
been
have
they've been taking L's all year, man.
L
They
yeah
lost their
L after
they
L after L.
they lost their fight against Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard game. Their
Yeah,
CEO left. They put out products that no one gives a shit about, really.
yeah. They've
Um,
they deserve a big bucket of KFC, aka Country Kentucky Fried Crow. That's what they
yeah,
uh, that's what they deserve.
or a Sesame Street episode devoted just to them. The letter of the day is L. L for loser.
Oh man.
Here's Elmo to rub it in. Hi, you got an L, bitches. Even Grover can't save you. Grover, can you help these guys? No. Okay, Grover, get out of here. That's basically just a lot of. They've been taking L's all year.
Yeah.
And on paper, they are on paper, they are the leading platform. They're the lead platform. Uh, you know,
Yeah. They bought the. Everybody wants to buy the other box to play Call of Duty, and not the Xbox. That's pretty much
yeah.
it.
But I mean, it's not because the PlayStation is a great console. It's because Microsoft is still paying the price for what happened last gen.
Yeah.
Like last gen, Nintendo dropped the ball and Microsoft dropped the ball. So you basically had you had three consoles. You had the three console manufacturers, and only one console manufacturer actually competed.
Yeah.
So I mean, imagine you had a football game where the other team just kind of barely shows up.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I mean, you have, let's see, aside from the Activision and the CEO, quote unquote, retiring, when they announced the PlayStation Portal, everybody groaned, like, "What the hell is this?" When they
because it's a
announced
Wii U. It's a Wii U gamepad.
when they announced the PlayStation 5 Slim, everybody groaned because it was still the same price as the OG PlayStation 5.
And they
Usually, when
stripped out features.
they stripped out features, and they when typically when you have the Slim model, it's usually cheaper. You know,
Yeah. And they
but
strip out features that no one's using.
yeah, and
Where they stripped out shit that was like, this actually kind of is important to the console.
yeah, it's like they took out the stand, and they decided to upcharge the stand for an extra $30. So
Which is bad enough. I mean,
yeah,
that's already kind of a dick move.
the disk drive for the Slim, if you wanted to upgrade later on, it's just gonna make the Slim. It's just gonna make the purchase of the digital edition more expensive. So you just might as well just buy the full version.
I mean, I've said this before. Yes. If you live someplace where you have good internet, digital media is a viable option. Like, I live in the DC metropolitan area. So for me, like if I want to go all digital for most of my shit, I can do that no problem. But a lot of people live in kind of shitty areas where the internet is trash. So digital media and streaming is not really an option for them.
Yeah,
So it's kind of a dick move to do that. But did Sony care? No. Sony don't give a fuck about you. But they do want your money though.
yeah. So that's Sony. Trying to at least have one last hurrah before the end of the year with a game that is is significantly divisive. Uh, I don't know if you want to tear open those wounds again, but it's Sony.
Yeah,
They do what they do, and while we're
I mean,
still
I've never been a huge Sony fan. I'm one of the people who's like, yeah, fuck Sony, fuck Microsoft. Really, at this point, if you are a console fan for any of these three console manufacturers, it's kind of like it's hard to you have to jump through some hoops to think any of them are really doing anything great.
yeah, I actually kind of agree. Just this point in the game, I just not
Because Nintendo is doing fucked up shit, Microsoft is doing fucked up shit, and Sony is doing fucked up. Like, ain't nobody really nobody is really like, oh man, these people are they really have their finger on the pulse. They're really doing a good job. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. Anyway, still on the topic of Sony, everyone hates the PlayStation Portal, but yet it's sold out. Um, there,
Mm,
there are people that there are people that are defending it. You know, IGN, which is the review everybody keeps going after, because they listed a bunch of negatives, but yet they still gave it an 8. This is why review scores really don't mean much of anything. I don't know why they take review scores seriously. Uh, there's no
yeah, I'm
really.
about to say something that's gonna blow people's minds, but not really. um, Here's how I feel about the PlayStation Portal. PlayStation Portal is a niche product for a niche audience, but for that audience, it's probably amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you are someone who has a PS5 and like that's your main console, and you only have one TV in your house, and you want to be able to go upstairs and play your game, or go downstairs and play your game, right? You want that Wii U gamepad experience without owning a Wii U. Then this is great. And if
Yeah.
the PlayStation 5 is your main console, you're into that ecosystem, this is a great platform. Like, you know, and if you look at the numbers, the install base of Sony, this is actually, yeah, they probably underproduced this just in case it flopped because they didn't want another PlayStation Classic thing
Yeah.
going on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So you know, I can understand the impetus behind it. Do I think that this is for everybody? No. But for the people who are like heavily into PlayStation products, this is probably an amazing product for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I've heard some people talk about their particular use cases, and it's like, okay, I get it. I get why you like. I get why you like this device. Um,
You know, I mean, I just think it's hilarious. I mean, this goes back, barrels U turns back on that Wii U comment. Isn't it hilarious how when Nintendo did it? Oh, that's some stupid shit. Who the fuck wants to do that? Sony does it. Oh, this is brilliant. I understand now. What the fuck? What type of
uh,
Twilight Zone shit bullshit is this?
maybe Sony fanboys are doing that, but I hear a lot more. I see, because I follow a lot of gaming channels. Yeah, a lot more people groaning about it. Except maybe a couple of reviewers I came across were like, "Hey, this thing is great for my personal needs," but like,
Yeah.
you know,
If you're into that ecosystem, it's amazing.
yeah,
Keyword if. If.
I think the
If.
biggest thing that people are pissed off about is the fact that it's not a new PlayStation Portable. And look, um, I get it. I'm not defending the fact that they didn't make a new PlayStation portable device, but they probably don't want to split up their they don't want to split up their resources to make handheld games and console
I'm gonna tell
games
you right now,
because
this has
people.
nothing to do with splitting up the resources for handheld games and everything to do with. Let me ask you a question, okay? If you lived on a road where you had nerd boy, dude bro who has way too much money up the road, his house is way bigger than yours, and he's a loser. He's a fucking loser. But he's got more money than you. The bitches he's riding around with are more bad than any bitch you can ever get. His car
Yeah,
is faster, it's newer,
yeah,
but your products sell better than his. But he's still got more money than you, okay? And then right up the road, you got this little short motherfucker who you cribbed all your game from. And every time you've tried to compete in his market, he kicked your ass.
yeah,
The
yeah.
PSP and the Vita got their ass kicked by whatever Nintendo's handheld was at the time. Now
That's true.
Nintendo's home console is a handheld.
Yep.
Okay? And technically speaking, everyone's like, oh man, the PlayStation 5 is the lead. Switch, but yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
but whatever. Okay, so do you like if you got your ass whooped by a midget two times? Would you want to go for a third?
No, that's a good
There
point.
you go.
No.
They ain't no. They ain't dipping their toe in that. They ain't look. Listen, if a midget whoops my ass once, I'm like, got my ass kicked. Not doing it again. Uh, you don't keep on. There. Truly intelligent people make mistakes, but they learn from those mistakes. Okay, they say, I'm not going to do that again, or I'm going to alter how I do what I do and do something different. Now, in the case of Sony, they tried.
Yeah.
They tried once and they lost. And they were like, well, maybe the problem is if we need more power in a handheld. Not realizing that it's not power because people have bought the fuck out of the Switch. And if it was a power issue, no one would have bought that shit because even their first party games on the Switch that run like ass.
Yeah.
Because the system doesn't have a lot of raw horsepower.
Like the gulf between, say, the PS5 and the Switch is greater than the gulf between the GameCube and the PS2. But yet we have, the Switch is still killing everybody right now.
Yeah, it's kicking everybody's ass. The Switch is kicking if the Switch is kicking ass like it. If the Switch was a person, they would say, "Oh man, call the police. There's this person out here going around whooping everybody's ass. He's kicking everybody in the ass. Just random people getting kicked in the ass. I don't know what's going on. He's kicking everybody's ass. That's the Switch. Ass kicking. Okay." And no one wants to talk about it. People want to, well, technically the Switch is a handheld. It's not in direct competition. Look, if it's Black Friday and I'm buying gifts for my kids, okay, and I've got $500 and I can get a Switch and some games, or a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, what you gonna get?
Yeah.
A system that has a decent amount of game, has a large library, and I spend $299 and plus I get access to a huge library of games, or I can buy the PlayStation.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 5, which I mean, look, the PlayStation 5 has some bangers. It's got those two Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
In the expansion,
I mean,
the Miles Morales only expansion, it's got a lot of games that also came out for the PS4. See, the problem is that if you're in that ecosystem, you already have a lot of these games that are being re-released, and they aren't adding substantial amounts of content to these new games. It's the same shit, just prettier graphics.
Yeah.
Last of Us 2 isn't going to play differently than the remaster isn't going to play differently than Last of Us did before. For a game that came out less than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But whatever. What do I know? I'm just some guy, and they don't listen to me.
Yeah.
They don't care about what I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, maybe not the largest crowd, but there was a fair amount of people that liked the PS Vita. Just thought this was a waste of everybody's time. But
I mean, people like the Vita. Like I said, the problem with Sony is that they spend so much money on making their shit that everyone has to buy it in order for it to be profitable. Whereas if they just focused on certain niches and grew those niches, they would make less shitty products, and the products would be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like the Vita, I think, had an install base of like 30 million in Japan.
Yeah.
Like 25, 30 million, like literally over 50% of the install base was in Japan. Which tells you there was an audience for that console in Japan. And why, people like those games. Now, they abandoned the Vita after 3 years, and the shit that used to come out on the Vita is now coming on the Switch.
Yeah.
They basically gave up the entire Japanese market to Nintendo yet again.
And it's just that the handheld market right now is popping when it comes to obviously you have the Switch that really really grabbed everybody's attention to have these console-esque games on the go. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I know some
Steam
of these
Deck.
Yeah, I know some of these handheld computers were coming out around the same time or slightly before the Switch, but the Switch really made people look turn that direction.
Yeah.
So you have the Switch, you have the Steam Deck. Um, the Legion Go just came out about a month ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago. A few weeks ago, and then you have you know some of your Android handhelds, anywhere from like $50 to $500. Um,
Yeah, but the Android handhelds have always kind of been a thing. It's just the thing is that the power, in order to emulate, you needed something with a bit more horsepower because most of those Android handhelds, by and large, uh,
yeah,
the
best.
emulation was shit.
Yeah, the best you probably were gonna get out of it was PlayStation's like PS1s.
Maybe PS1,
Yeah, yeah,
and that was it. Like once you went to like, if you tried to N64 emulation, shit.
yeah, yeah. But I got an Android handheld, the Odin 2, and it emulates like a champ. Like it
Oh, that's
emulates
good.
GameCube. It emulates GameCube games, PS2 games. Um, like nobody's business. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, majority of the time it can be sketchy.
Yeah, yeah. You need like the PlayStation because it was so popular. They pretty much have cracked that. The emulation for PlayStation is pretty good. Even the emulation for PS2 is pretty good.
Yeah,
Even now, I'm still like GameCube is very sketchy. N64 sketchy as fuck. Uh, I'm one of those people. I'm like, eh. They're like, yeah, we're doing this. I'm like, I don't trust it.
yeah,
I don't trust shit.
yeah,
I'd rather have the original. I'm gonna wait until they do FPGA, where they can focus on a core that board just emulating that one thing.
yeah,
But to each his own. Everyone has their own little things they like to do.
yeah. But in any case, Valve is remastering Half Life, the first Half Life, and they also came out with a documentary celebrating Half Life's 25th anniversary. Half Life is 25 years old. Um,
Makes you feel old, don't it?
oh yeah, sure does.
Shit, I was 12. Yeah, I was 12 when Half Life came out. So that just makes me. I'm like Jesus. And I didn't
yeah,
even play it when it first came out. I played it like years after.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, they're just doing all this stuff, and they were I don't know if they still are, but they were giving it for away for free. Um, even if they're not, it's probably not going to be super expensive. Uh,
No, it'll be a
but
decent amount of money for it.
it's like they made it so you could play at higher resolutions and all sorts of different stuff. Um, so there's one company that likes to preserve their games. I saw a little bit of the documentary, and apparently, when the people that worked on it, uh, when they formed Valve, they came from Microsoft, and all of them didn't really have any game programming experience, so they pretty
Which
much
makes
learned on the
sense.
job. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, Gabe Newell used to work at Microsoft.
yeah,
Yeah, Valve was initially created as a like for people who were in programming and wanted to do their own thing. And it's amazing what they were able to accomplish because Steam now is this amazing thing. We've never seen anything like it, and there's nothing like it. Like everyone's like, well, there's Epic, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I wouldn't exactly call the Epic Game Store anything close to what you know.
Anything close to what Steam is doing?
No, no, hell no. There is no online gaming platform that is close to what Steam has been that is anywhere close to what Steam has been able to do for all these years.
Yeah.
You know, which is, I mean, like, and the thing is, like I said, Steam initially was not great. It was kind of hot buttered trash in the beginning,
Yeah.
but it got better over time.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I'm just some guy. Yeah.
So, other than that, Super Mario RPG came out. Did you get a chance to play it?
I did not. I decided that I went to a friend's house and they had a review copy, and I was like, oh, it's cool. It's Super Mario RPG
Yeah.
with triple attacks because gotta have triple attacks. They added, I mean, like same party members, same stuff going on, but they got triple attacks now, which is cool, I guess. I don't know, overdrives and shit. I mean, it's
Um,
Super Mario RPG. What I'm really waiting on is Thousand Year Door.
yeah.
You know, for people who never played Super Mario RPG, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But I have played the shit out of Super Mario RPG. I played it enough that I can play that game. Even the new one, I could probably play it from by heart and get everything in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, I would recommend like it's kind of nice to have a physical copy of that game without having to pay an arm and a leg on eBay for it. But
Yeah,
but and the new visuals are nice. But yeah, I would.
yeah, I like the original. That's the thing. I like the original a little bit better.
Yeah, I can see that. This is I was listening to somebody who's talking about see some of the new music is nice, but some of the like I'm not a huge fan of the main battle music. I think they
Yeah, I like the
screwed
original.
on.
It's
Yeah,
it's just I mean, it's the problem we have with remasters is that people are like, oh, we're remastering this. It's like, okay, that's cool, but make the original available as well. Like, include the original with it.
yeah,
And that's where I have an issue. We don't really get that. Like, even with this game, you don't get the original with it. It's like, I mean, I know they're like, well, it's on the Nintendo Online. Yeah, but if they ever take that off of the shop or they lose the license, you're just shit out of luck.
yeah,
I don't like that.
yeah.
Um, that's my own personal opinion. I don't like it. No, sir. Not one bit.
And yeah. If you played this thing game 1,000 times, there's really not.
Yeah.
There's really nothing new. It's a really just absolute, shot for shot remake.
Yeah,
Um,
they added they didn't add any new characters. They didn't add any new content really, except for the remix battles where you face like harder versions of past bosses, which I guess is cool. I'm like, they didn't really raise. I don't think they raised the level cap. It's still 30. Um, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know, that's,
Like,
I'm like, okay, cool.
I kind of
Like I
wish there was
said,
a harder mode. It's like that. I've been playing a modded version of this game, right? Super Mario Armageddon, with more content. The battle system's a bit more interesting. You get more abilities, and you go back to vanilla Super Mario RPG, and you're just kind of like,
it's
I
hard to
guess
go
this is
back.
nice. Yeah, yeah,
You
exactly.
know, that's the problem I have. That is the problem. That is exactly the fucking problem I have with a lot of remakes. It's like, okay, we're remaking the game. Okay, are you like, okay, include the base game so that people can experience that, but have like some extra shit added to the game, and not like, oh, we added new battle mode. I mean, literally have new shit added to the game. Maybe add a new party member. Hey, wouldn't it have been cool in the new game if you could have could have recruited Booster as a playable character?
Yeah,
It would have fit. He was just weird enough. It's like, this dude's just fucking weird.
yeah, you get to throw trains at people.
You know, he's like he's kind of like Wario, but he's not Wario. It's fucking weird. Nah, he lives in a giant toy tower. That's
Yeah,
weird. He's a grown ass man, lives in the toy tower. Come on.
yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
I can't be bothered to actually do anything interesting with this character. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. Or I in the Super Mario RPG Armageddon mod I was playing the fighting the monster cake, and that boss fight was wild. There's a bunch of various different spells. Has a spell that has random effects, so that can be annoying. One of its random effects is just an insta KO. So yeah,
Yeah, but the monster cake has that in this game too.
yeah,
Instant KO. Like if all the candles light, it uses an attack that just can wipe your party to total party kill. Which is like, fuck. I gotta make sure those candles don't get lit. Oh Jesus! Please, monster cake. Let me knock out those candles before they get lit. Yeah. The problem, like I said, it, I'm glad they're giving some love to Mario RPG. I'm glad that next year they're coming out with Thousand Year Door, the remake of it. Hopefully they'll add some new content, maybe some new areas, raise the level cap.
my
Maybe
hope
a new dungeon or two.
my hope, and honestly, it's kind of why I bought it is hope they actually are willing to build off of the if enough people buy this game, willing to build off the Mario RPG stuff.
Yeah, because God knows it. After playing Color Splash and Origami King, I'm fucking tired of those versions of that dumbed down, babyfied. Like, oh well, this is an RPG to get kids into RPGs. It's like, yeah, but it's so bad though.
Yeah,
You're not doing children a flavor. You're not doing people a favor by giving them for giving them games that are that low tier.
yeah.
But you tell people that, they get mad. Oh, don't say that.
Yeah.
You know, I like Color Splash. It was trash. It
Yeah.
just wasn't as trash as Sticker Star.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
I
But
liked Origami King. Also trash. It just wasn't as trash as Color Splash.
I don't know how much free reign they have with Mallow and Chino, but hopefully they're able to show up in whatever new Mario RPG game they
I
They
mean, maybe
make
it's cameo characters.
yeah,
Because I like that every Mario RPG, like, is Mario going off on his own adventure,
yeah,
and they don't have the same characters popping up all the goddamn time.
yeah, yeah,
Um, like I like how in Thousand Year Door you run into like a few of the characters from past games, but they're doing their own thing.
yeah,
Like you run into Madame Boo in Thousand Year Door, like, and I think on the the second to last star where you go on the train ride, you have to go back and fucking fight your way. Uh, like after you get on the train to get to where you gotta go, you gotta like fucking like go into this painting to get the to get the to get the second to last star. It's like, oh, this is kind of an interesting thing right here, you know.
yeah,
So, but I like Malo and Gino were really interesting characters. It would be interesting if they continued with that franchise, like the Super Mario RPG franchise, like did a sequel where you get to see like maybe like a 10-year time jump, and you get to see what like how Malo grew into being a like from being a kid, because in that game he's a kid.
yeah,
he's and then like seeing what happened when he grew up and became, you know, a bigger person, like an
yeah,
adult. That'd be interesting. You know, maybe have Luigi as a playable character too.
yeah.
You know, can we have a Paper Mario game where Bowser isn't the villain, please?
Man,
Please, for the love of God, can we have not have Bowser be the villain? It's lazy to always have Bowser be the villain.
yeah. I think the closest game we had was Super Paper Mario. But
No,
I
he
think
wasn't the villain in Thousand Year Door. He was the villain in the first Paper Mario. He wasn't the villain in. He was the villain Sticker Star. He was the villain in Color Splash. He isn't the villain in Origami King. And most of the Super Paper Mario games, I mean the Mario and Luigi games, Bowser isn't really the villain.
no,
So, you know, in those games, you kind of get a break for Bowser. Oh, Bowser's the bad guy. It's like, man, this is lazy.
yeah,
But yeah, I hope that game does well enough that they take heed and say, oh, wait, we can actually do this. Thank God. Now don't fuck it up.
I mean, it'd be kind of nice to have a play a Mario platformer where Bowser isn't the main villain. Be kind of funny if he was like a lackey for a much more cunning villain.
We could just go with the normal thing when he's not the villain. Hey, the real villain came, kicked him out of his castle, and he's like, shit, I gotta team up with Mario to get my fucking castle back.
Yeah.
You can be my minion, Mario. Man, get the fuck out of my face. Okay, we'll be partners. It's like, okay, sure. Um, I would love that, but you know, this is Nintendo, and Nintendo never really gives people what they want.
And again, do any of these companies do?
What?
I said then again, do any of these companies do?
Occasionally,
Yeah.
occasionally you get what you want. Very rarely. But Nintendo's like, we know what we're talking about. It's like, but you're only right like 30% of the time, though.
Yeah.
I would say only 30% of the time that Nintendo does do something, we're like, ah, this is exactly what I wanted. The other 70% of the time, it's like, what is this bullshit? Now, here's the thing. Of that 70%, half of the time, it's something I didn't think I wanted, but it turns out to
Yeah.
be amazing.
Yeah.
But the other half of that time, it's something that not only did I not want, but I know I'm not gonna like it. And then it comes out and I'm like, this is some trash. You know? Like, I was one of the people who's like, I don't think Platinum should make a Star Fox game. Everyone's like, no, man, they really want to make. I'm like, nah, no, I don't. You know, You know, I'm one of those people that the simpler a Star Fox game is, the better it is in my mind. Like,
Yeah.
don't be adding a lot of gimmicks to a Star Fox game. Whereas Star Fox Zero is nothing but fucking gimmicks.
Yeah.
But whatever, man. Uh, I guess we can segue to the next one.
Yeah. People are still not impressed with Suicide Squad. So apparently, Suicide Squad had their trailer, announcement trailer, and people are still like, eh. No,
You
not
want to know
that.
why? Because the game looks like a PS3 game.
Yeah, this is,
The gameplay does not looks uninspired, and also people don't want to play a group of villains trying to kill a group of people who are way more powerful than they are.
yeah,
Because the Suicide Squad ain't got nobody on their side who can take on Superman.
yeah,
You know, now if they had Justice League versus the Legion of Doom, and you were playing as the Legion of Doom, well, you know, the Legion of Doom got Bizarro. Bizarro is a clone Superman. He's just as strong as Superman. So it's like, hey, we can kind of do something here. No, no, it's like, I mean, what the fuck is Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, the Killer Croc, Bane, Deadshot? What the fuck are they gonna do against Superman, the Flash, Martian Manhunter, Batman, Wonder Woman?
yeah,
Like, seriously, you ain't gonna do shit. This is a this is an uninteresting matchup.
yeah. That and they don't want to have to pay for. They don't want to have to pay for a stupid battle pass.
Yeah, I mean, the concept is kind of stupid, and also the concept is kind of stupid, but also, like, we know that WB Games is going to add all this bullshit because they have to monetize this because they've been given by the IP holders and the people who own them. We need this shit to make a lot of money because we're losing a lot of money. We're hemorrhaging money.
Yeah, yeah,
So they're kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place. But this game is so far along that, you know, like, they know they cannot. This game isn't going to sell gangbusters because people aren't interested in the Suicide Squad fighting Justice. Because here's what's really going to happen: the Suicide Squad is going to try and fight the Justice League. They'll fight them. They won't kill them, and it'll turn out the Justice League is being brain controlled or mind controlled or some shit. Then both squads will team up in order to take on the big bad, who's probably Brainiac or some shit.
yeah.
Am I right? Am I right?
Probably. That's probably.
I can guess. Okay. You have to have really compelling gameplay for a game like that to work, and this is not their A team. Their A team. No, I think this is the A team. This is the A team, but a lot of their core people left and went someplace else.
Yeah. Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
You know, people put a lot of faith in these companies, and they don't realize that, you know, people leave. They're not the
Well,
same
WB
company.
hasn't been firing all cylinders for a while.
Yeah.
Because remember Arkham Knight?
Arkham Knight. Yeah, I remember
Arkham Knight was not great. A lot of people are like, oh, I like this game. It's not this. They had the Batmobile. What Arkham Knight should have been, like, Arkham Asylum was a good first step. Arkham City was good. Arkham Knight, instead of that bullshit they did where they had like the Batman tank, Arkham Knight should have just been okay. Arkham City is where like they've walled off a part of the city around Arkham Asylum, and they just let the villains out in there because they can't keep them in the asylum. So fuck it, you can have a section of the city. Okay, cool, awesome, nice. Arkham's Knight should have been like the whole city. The whole city. Batman can travel around the whole city. And you got like 3, maybe 4 vehicles that Batman can use. You can use his bike. You can use the classic. Well, not the classic. You can use like the Burton-style Batmobile. You can use maybe his helicopter and a jet. Just flying around Gotham City, maybe the suburbs, maybe areas around Gotham City. Stuff like that. That's all it should have been. Like they brought in Jason Todd. They're like, well, you know, the Robin who was tortured by the Joker, and you thought he was dead, but he wasn't dead. He thought he was like, no, no, no. Also, Batman was murdering the shit out of people
Yeah.
in that game.
Yeah.
Like he was just straight up killing people, blowing up their vehicles with missiles up from his vehicle, and I'm like, yeah, those people are dead. Yeah, they didn't.
And it's just a casualty. They were in the line of fire.
They didn't jump. Yeah, but the thing is, one of the big things about current gen Batman is that he goes out of his way not to kill people.
Yeah.
Now he'll put you in traction for 6 months and beat the shit out of you, but
Yeah.
you won't be dead.
You won't be dead.
You won't be dead.
You'll have a few broken ribs, and you won't be able to sit up properly.
Yeah, he'll beat you. He'll beat the shit out of you in front of your child, but you won't be dead though.
You might have to eat. You might have to eat through a tube for a little bit. You know.
Yeah.
You won't be dead.
You'll be eating everything out of a. You'll be eating everything out of a straw for the next 3 or 4 months. But hey, you're not dead.
Yeah, not dead. Not dead.
You know that meme, like the smartest villain in Gotham? Like this henchman's like patrolling this hallway. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna check in this room. And he looks inside and there's Batman looking inside this drawer. And the guy just, he sees him, he closes the door and walks away. And I was like, you see anything? Absolutely, I saw nothing. He just walks away. It's like, that's the smartest gentleman, that's the smartest criminal we've ever seen in a Batman. Because he already had a black eye where he probably got his ass kicked by Batman the first time. It's like, nah, shit. One ass whooping is enough for me. You ain't beating my ass that many times.
I'm good, guys. I'm good.
I'm good. I ain't taking no more ass whoopings out here.
Yeah. Yep.
One ass whooping is enough. Shit. But yeah, like shit like that is where I'm like, okay, like you know, people, I don't know. They just need to do some better stuff. That's all I'm saying. Just do some better stuff.
Yeah.
Be better with your games. That's what I'm saying. Make better games.
Anyway, we're on a free topic. Is there anything you'd like to bring up?
Yes. I got a free topic for you. Something that makes me happy. Next week, I'm gonna try and have my podcast a little bit early because I'm going to be going to a an early showing for Godzilla fans of Godzilla -1. So I say that to segue into this. All right. I am tired. It's a complaint. I am tired of people making games based on an IP and the IP is trash. Stop doing that. I'm sorry, the game itself is trash. Stop doing that shit. It's annoying. All right? I don't like it. Okay? It's not cool going in there thinking, "Hey, man, you know, they make a video game about something you love, like, hey, they're making a Superman video game and the game comes out and it's fucking trash." Stop doing that. It's annoying.
Yeah.
All right? If you can't find a good way to make something cool, then just don't do it. Just do something else. No one's forcing you. I read a thing recently where it's found out that where it came out that guess what? Um, you know, Simpsons Hit and Run, which is like one of the best um, themed games that we've had in a long time. You know, Simpsons Hit and Run. It was basically GTA Simpsons, GTA Springfield,
Yeah.
except it wasn't R rated. Although you could kick the shit out of Marge, which was kind of fucked up, really.
Jeez.
Yeah, as Homer, you could go up and just kick the shit out of Marge. It's like ah, this is kind of. I'm like that's kind of fucked up, but yeah, I can't. I mean, look, listen. The guy himself who okayed the game, Matt Groening, is like, like they gave him a early build of the game. He's like, okay, I tell you what, and even the first thing he did is ran up and kicked the shit out of Marge. So, I mean, if the guy who created Marge kicked the shit out of Marge, then I think it's okay if you're a gamer and you kick the shit out of Marge in Simpsons.
Wow.
Look, if it's good enough for the guy who created Mars, then it's good enough for me. That's all I'm saying. Okay, but anyway, yeah. Apparently, like the game sold like 3 million over 3 years, so roughly it was selling like a million every year. And they were like, "Oh, we're not going to do another one because for whatever reason." I'm like, "Come on, man, make a sequel to Simpsons Hit and Run,
Yeah.
please." Please, I really want a sequel to Simpsons Hit and Run. I love Simpsons Hit and Run.
And
That game is so amazing.
there's this guy that was, doing doing some rebuilds in Unreal Engine. So people want that game.
Yeah,
Boy, they want
there's a guy who remade the entire game in Unreal,
Yeah.
like the modern Unreal 5 or something. I'm like
Yeah,
shit.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
And he rebuilt the entire game. I'm like, I would love to play that game.
Yeah.
Why won't you do this? Why? I don't even need like if you can't even make a new one, just remake the game in a modern engine because that game is so amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's got Springfield and the suburbs and the characters. It's got Groundskeeper Willie. Groundskeeper Willie! Just going around beating the shit out of people. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Bart, Homer, Marge, Lisa. Baby Maggie's not playable, but no one really gives a shit about Baby Maggie. She's useless. She just crawls on the floor. Anyway, yes, that's it. If you're gonna do that, just make it good. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Also, the Steam sale is my free topic. The Steam sale is happening. Actually, a lot of gaming sales are happening. Green Man Gaming's having a sale. Epic Games is having a sale. Amazon is having everybody's having a sale on games. Did you pick up anything today, or you pick up
No,
anything on the Steam sale? No.
no. I'm doing a Steam. I might pick up something on Steam sale because Steam sale is like going to Las Vegas and just hooking up with some random person and you wake up and you're like, shit, I slept with you. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Can't do that.
whatever happens. Hey, whatever happens, happens. that's a Steam sale. It's like okay.
I picked up one game I was looking at, and I picked up another game that it's sort of a random game. I was intrigued in when they showed it a couple of years ago. Let's see, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I picked that up, and then there's Like a Dragon Ishin. That game looked
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. I got that game. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, I try not to go too overboard just because, I actually, take a look at stuff and it's like, am I actually going to play this?
yeah. But the cool thing is that once it's in your library, even if they pull it off of the library, like you can no longer buy this. It's like once it's in your library, you can still get to it and play it, which is lovely. It's the reason I have the original version of GTA.
Yeah.
Of the GTA trilogy, I have the original GTA trilogy. Even though Rockstar is like, no, no, you have to go through us. Fuck you and your shitty versions of GTA of the original GTA games.
Yeah.
That's to Rockstar. That's because Rockstar is trash these days.
Yeah, they certainly
Or as I
are.
like to call it, their hot buttered ass, if you will.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, is there anything else you'd like to bring up before
No,
we close out?
no, that's it. I had nothing else to
No.
say. That was it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, slightly shorter show. It's all right. Anyway, give your sign out and then we'll call it a night.
All right, this is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor BS Busters. Um, we'll have a cast tomorrow. Probably won't be too long because I'm gonna do some other shit too. Uh, that's it. Got nothing else. Eh.
This is Kanoshi Abominito here, closing out another episode of Project Console, a part of the failure. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a good week. Have a good